Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen of the Splitgate community. It's only been 3 days since I posted my last Splitgate video. However, I just logged in today and saw there's a survey about the game's faction system that we can now take part in. To provide feedback, it takes like 2 minutes, and it will help 1047 decide the future of Splitgate 2. When you log in, you'll be presented with a pop-up. There's a QR code or a call to action button that says take the survey. If you click that or scan the QR code, you'll be taken to a feedback survey that looks something like this. And it's all about the faction system in Splitgate 2. They're collecting data to improve or maybe even remove entirely the faction system. So you'll be asked questions such as, how much did you play Splitgate 1? How much have you played Splitgate 2? What modes are you playing the most? What faction you play the most? How often you pick a faction based on the ability they have? And how often you pick a faction based on the weapons they have? And then also, if you feel like locking weapons to specific factions makes things feel unique, doesn't really bother you, or it gets on your nerves and you wish you could choose any weapon regardless of faction, which I think that option there will likely be the most common. That's the one that I voted for anyway. I personally don't like that certain weapons are unavailable to me unless I pick them up off the ground because I didn't pick the faction they belong to. And once you've given your feedback about factions, equipment, weapons, etc., you'll be able to see on a scale of 1 to 5 how much you think the faction system adds to the overall gameplay experience and how much the faction abilities add to the gameplay experience as well, from 1 to 5. And then finally, they ask the question, if we removed the entire faction system from the game, how would you feel? And you can tell them it would reduce your enjoyment or it would greatly improve your enjoyment of Splitgate 2. If the overwhelming majority of people want the faction system gone and for the game to no longer be a class-based shooter and go full arena, it seems like the developers are willing to make that happen, which is a brilliant sign. And I think, according to what I see in the comments and what my friends say and things, I think that's the direction the game will go in. It does seem to be the thing that splits the community the most. You only have to go and check the Steam reviews for 5 minutes to find many people who played Splitgate 1 but say they don't like Splitgate 2 because it's too different to Splitgate 1. Main thing being the introduction of classes and the faction-based system. I think we all knew when this was introduced why it happened. It's because it was the fad. Class-based and hero-based shooters have been the fad for the past 10 years, but it is now tapering off. These days, when people see there's classes or heroes in a shooter game, they immediately write it off. It is a dead genre. People do not want it anymore. The overwhelming majority of gamers are tired of the two things that Splitgate added, a BR mode and classes. We want something new. Or just go back to classic arena. What I think they should do, remove factions altogether and just bundle it all into one loadout system. I want to be able to play as Eros, but have Sabrask's AR and have Meridian's hypersight thing. Maybe I want to play as Meridian, but have Sabrask's wall. And I want to have Eros's carbine. I want to mix and match every single equipment, weapon, ability that the game has. I don't want to be restricted at all. And I think that is the best way to go about it. Removing the faction system and making the game core arena alone, that action alone, would probably give the game another month or two of life. You would probably rekindle the game in the eyes of a lot of people. People that writ this game off and only played for a couple of hours or maybe not even at all because of the class system. Those people would come back and try it. So I think that is a good plan of action going forward. And the way to make it happen is to log in, fill out the survey. You may even be able to just scan the QR code in my video if you don't want to launch the game. That could be a way to do it. And voice our opinions. And we can shape the future of Splitgate 2 and turn it into the game that we want it to be. And while I'm here, if there's any developers from 1047 watching, I do have a lot of feedback in the comments section of my last video, which was titled, "Is Splitgate 2 in Trouble?" There's, at the time of me recording this, about 140 comments on that video, so that is a great place to go to look at player feedback that you might not be getting on Steam. Some of it is actually quite valuable, and some people typed out entire paragraphs about what they do like and don't like about the game. The most common thing that I saw is something I mentioned, and that is that the progression system is very strange. It's tied to tickets or tokens or whatever they're called, rather than simply playing the game. It's something that Halo Infinite tried, and it miserably failed, so I don't know why you attempted to do it with Splitgate 2. Many people agreed with me that their current cycle with Splitgate 2 is log on, do the dailies, log off. That means you're getting a maximum of maybe 1, at the most 2 hours from each player that you have logging onto the game, and then they feel like the game offers nothing more after that. I would rework your progression system so it's not tied to challenges. And if that's too much dev work, I can think of another way you can somewhat improve the current system. Give people tokens for simply playing a match. Currently, you get tokens if you get 25,000 XP, you only get 5. That's incredibly slow and incredibly grindy and doesn't feel rewarding. Maybe just give people a token per match they play. Or, 2 tokens to 5 tokens maybe per match, whatever you feel is going to add more value there and whatever people are going to be happy with. That would be like a quick way of rewarding players more and helping people progress. The other thing I see, and I believe that you guys think this is fixed, however, I can guarantee you it's not, challenges are still broken, which for a lot of people was like a big red flag. A game that is released, you had however many years to make this, and the basics like a challenge system to claim your rewards in order to progress. Bear in mind, all these systems you created are linked together, and if one part breaks, the whole thing breaks. Challenges still sometimes do not work. I played 3 matches today, and my challenges claim that I've only played 1, and when I saw that, I logged off. Because, again, it feels like there's no point in playing the game if I can't progress. If the challenges are broken, why would I spend my time on the game? So improving and fixing the progression system is a key thing that I think you will want to attend to. And then obviously, I'm sure you've seen it, in every single Twitter post, people are asking for ranked. I don't know why it didn't launch with the game. I think we would have been much better off if the game was delayed by 2 or 3 months and it launched with ranked. It was said that ranked mode was coming in a few weeks during a dev live stream. That live stream I think is now 3 weeks old, so everyone is kind of asking where is ranked. You claimed it would be coming basically now. If it's coming in a week's time, I would just tell people, because the answer you are giving on Twitter, which is soon TM, is not good enough. People want a concrete answer, and if you don't have one, what that looks like in the eyes of players is it's quite far away. No concrete date means it's not ready yet, and therefore people might not play the game. They might think there's no hope. It's a month away. I can't wait that long. I think if it is in a week or 2 weeks, just give people a concrete date, and that will encourage them to stick around. Another thing that received quite a lot of upvotes or likes in the comment section was highlighting things that are made by the community. You have a map maker. Maybe we should make a playlist called Community Clash or Community Favorites or something along those lines, and start highlighting some community-made maps that people can play on in a matchmaking playlist. I've been seeing people remake maps from COD, Halo, remaking Splitgate 1 maps. Those are 3 playlists in themselves, and those could spark more interest and keep player attention for a few weeks until you get ranked ready. Again, this is something that Halo has done, and it's worked out well for them. Halo recently has their throwback or classic playlist, whatever it's called. Basically a bunch of Halo 2 and 3 maps remade, and then the settings have been adjusted so you play without the sprint, slide, that kind of stuff. Basically just like Combat Evolved style gameplay. It's worked well for Halo. They've done it multiple times. So maybe do a playlist full of Splitgate 1 map remakes. Do a playlist full of remakes from other games if you can without any legal trouble. I'm sure it should be fine. 343 did it with Infinite once again. You know, if you don't have any dev-made maps or modes lined up in the pipeline, slap some community-made things in there. Yes, it's early days, but still, do it. People will appreciate it. It'll be good enough to satisfy players until more dev-made stuff comes out. And just it'll improve the amount of selectable content in the game. Because although Splitgate 2 does have a decent amount of content, it is quickly starting to feel like we've kind of done everything already. So community-made stuff would help that. There's tons of other comments on that video, so if any devs or players want to check those out, just go and read the comments. And leave your own comments on this video with potential ideas for the game, feedback, suggestions, and who knows, maybe a developer will see it, or I can highlight it in a future video. Hopefully this feedback survey can help better the game and steer it in the right direction. It would be really cool to see those players come back, and I mean, it'd be amazing if we can eventually go back up to those peak numbers on Steam of 25k people playing the game, maybe even higher. It would be incredibly cool to see Splitgate 2 do better than Splitgate 1 in terms of concurrent users, which, you know, it's yet to do. Splitgate 1 had, like, I think it was like 64,000 concurrent users on Steam alone, plus however many on console. So in terms of concurrent users, I don't think Splitgate 2 has beaten the first game yet. So it would be really cool if, you know, things went in the right direction, were positive, the devs take action basically, and make this game into a better version of Splitgate 1 is what I think it needs to be. It seems like the game is too different from the first one. Too many changes were made, too many new things introduced and old things removed, and people just want a better Splitgate 1. We'll see if it happens. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.
C secured.
We're scoring in 2 zones. Opponent is taking A.